Okay. Hey guys, how you doing? Right on time, right on. I saw somebody say that we shouldn't be late like Morbid. Morbid's not late. He's just got a really long intro. I don't think
He's
that
fashionably late.
Yeah, he's just got a really long intro. I think his shows start on time. They're just really long intros that they have. I don't have a really long intro. Anyway, guys. Hey guys, there's 12 of you here, so thank you for making us part of your day. You guys know Red from TikTok? Anybody? Let's see. Can you see the chat as well, Red?
I can't, but I do have my phone sitting here, so I can
Make
look
sure
at it
that
that
you
way.
turn the volume down on the phone though, so that it doesn't.
Oh yeah, I have it on mute.
Yeah, okay.
I can't.
Because there's a few people that are saying hello to you. Red is awesome. Yay, Gen X. That's what I'm hearing. Can you see that?
Now I can see. Oh, someone called me Copper. Well, hello. That is me. Not anymore, but that's me. Hi,
so
guys.
somebody brought up a point here that about Dad's Day, and if anybody's without their dad, that would be me. So yeah,
that would be me.
Yeah. So there's a few of us that are without our dads today. Yeah. So
But happy Father's Day to all the dads that are out there watching.
Absolutely. And even the moms that are the dads now, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know, because moms could be dads now.
There's lots of moms that pull double duty too.
There you go. There could be legitimate moms that are dads, and then moms that are dads. Any which way. So Red and I have been reaching out to each other on the side here, joking around about being Gen X, and we thought that it would be fun to talk about it, because I know that I don't know if you're allowed to do this on TikTok, but on YouTube we have analytics that tell us who's in our who's watching.
We have that.
You do. So
yeah.
What is what's like your age group as far as the people that are watching you?
I have about 85% Gen X in my follower list. So
Okay.
it's pretty Gen X heavy.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So I have people that I think are more Gen X. I don't think I'm actually Gen X, right? I'm a baby boomer. I'm even before the baby boomers. Wait a I've looked it up.
It depends on who you ask.
Huh?
There are two different like chart things going on. One says 1965 to 1980, but there's another one that says 1961. So I don't know. I think it's more about the attitude, right?
Right. I was going to say it's got to be the attitude. Got to be the attitude. So 1963. I thought it was baby boomers, but I'll take whatever.
You have the Gen X attitude.
There you go. I'll take that. And the hair too. You got to give me that.
Yep.
There you go. So yeah, I fall
under. I consider you Gen X.
Yeah, I fall under baby boomers, and then I guess Gen X is next, right? I'm right there on the cusp. Right. Kind of like right there on the cusp. Thank you, Pringle. Thank you so much for the 5 gifts. So we have Red Valentine, and she will ultimately try to come from TikTok to YouTube. You're going to ultimately maybe do it? I got a 31-year-old baby in here at 31 years old, Red.
Wow. Well, I feel extra old today.
Exactly, right? So you are going to come.
Not everyone gets to live long enough to age. So you know what? That's a blessing. I don't mind being old.
Yeah, me neither. I hear you. So we got. Let me tell you. Do you see who's in the chat? Do any names look familiar? They're all. A lot of them are my people. I mean I think we have a crossover, but I don't know how many people. How many people in the chat? Well, I mean, they already knew who you were basically, and they're saying hello to each
We
other
do.
now.
You know, there is a lot of, we have a lot of the same followers. So
Right. We have a crossover. Right. Absolutely. So, all right. So I
it
have a
looks
question.
like most, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I don't see anybody that's that I recognize from TikTok and not from YouTube. So I think they're your people or our people.
Okay. That's cool. So, do you watch any of the because I'm guilty of this. Do you watch any of the YouTube things about stuff that would be in the 60s and is no longer available today? Or you know what I'm talking about? Like those they're long videos. They'll talk about stores that are no longer in business. Thank you for the super sticker. You know, stores that are no longer in business or food that's no longer. Do you know?
Yeah, I watch a lot of those. I was watching one before I came on here.
Really?
Yeah, it was stores that are no longer around, and they had like Woolworth and Mervyn's.
Kmart.
A bunch of them.
Even Kmart's not even around. Who would have thought Kmart, huh? Who would have thought Kmart?
Oh,
hey, Joshua.
I don't know if it was just like from where I was at, my area, or what, but when we were kids, Kmart was like the embarrassing store. Like you weren't supposed to admit that you got clothes from Kmart.
And if you saw somebody, you kind of made a point of looking the other way, and then you realize, well, wait a minute, they're in Kmart too, right?
Exactly. I remember ducking down in the car because my mom was like, "We're going to Kmart," and I'm like, "Someone's gonna see me."
Or even the car, like it mattered. It mattered the car we drive. I mean, there wasn't vintage; it was just old, right?
Oh yeah.
Nothing
Oh
was.
yeah. Or you didn't want to be seen in a Pinto, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a station wagon.
I'm reading some of the comments. Yeah, you got a few people. Yellowbird, you know who that is?
Hi, Yellowbird. I do.
Yeah, because they're in the comment.
Hi, Yellowbird.
I'm sorry, I just woke up, guys. Like literally, I'm so glad I woke up too. I mean, because like I went to. As you know, I've been moving. So you know, background pictures. So
your pictures are gone.
Yeah, so I was doing a little bit of that today, and Yellowbird says hello. And so yeah, that's what I was doing. But I went to sleep at 4 o'clock. So that's why. I'm so sorry because I'm usually not yawning on here, but sorry about that.
Am I that boring? No, I'm just kidding.
It has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. No, absolutely not. So Frosty's
never mind. Everyone that's listening, there is a significant lag in between me and Toddie, so that's why it's kind of a little off. I've got like a 1.5 second delay over here.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, caffeine time. I know, man. Hang on, because I have some caffeine. Hold on.
Oh, I do. I brought caffeine. I did.
Hey, do you remember what was the biggest because now hang on. What was the biggest invention or the biggest deal? You know what I mean? Like, okay, like coffee, like they had the percolators. Remember the percolators?
Oh yeah. We didn't have pods or any of that. Or the French press.
Well, my mom, I know she used to drink I like this coffee too, the 8 o'clock bean. Remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
You remember? They still have 8 o'clock bean.
That stuff is rough.
I like, no, the 8 o'clock. Really? I like that. Chock full of nuts. Remember them? Chock full of nuts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they still have that too. It doesn't taste the same, but they still have it.
Do you remember? Now, people should remember this. Do you remember? Because this only happened, I think, in the 90s. Yeah, pretty sure this was the 90s. Do you remember when all the grocery stores had the grounds? Like you would go get grounds of coffee. Remember? Like the aisles that just had all the grounds, and then they had the machine that you went in there and did that. Remember that? That was a huge.
You had to do it yourself. Yeah, I remember they had a little thing you can do it like fine ground or coarse ground, and then you buy it by the pound, and somebody else's gross
beans all over the floor, and you couldn't really put your clothes through the bean. Remember that?
And people's kids would go over there and play with the machine, and there was coffee everywhere. Yep.
Yeah, you'd have people making espressos right there in aisle 3 espresso, aisle 3 espresso. You know what I'm saying?
And ham sandwiches at Kmart.
I used to, it's funny because this is true story. Years ago, when I first moved to New Hampshire, so about 40 years ago, like no joke, I moved to New Hampshire with my partner, and we both ended up working at Kmart, like no joke. And we would do the end caps. We'd make the end caps and stuff like that, legitimately the aisles, and we would eat there. Right there at the little buffet, not buffet, but their little like sandwich
cafeteria.
Yeah, these were all of it. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm from Florida, so Burdines was a really big store for us. Like, I don't think that they had it out anywhere. It was like
not over here.
It was a Florida store, but it was pretty. It was an expensive store, not quite as much as like Macy's, but right, pretty up there. Like Jordan Marsh, Jordan Marsh? No,
not here.
Jordan Marsh was from like the East Coast, because when I moved to New Hampshire, they used to call it Jordans, and I know that I used to go in Florida. But anyway, forgot my train of thought here, but it was a department store, and they had the restaurant there. Like, it wasn't an uncommon thing to have food in your, like, I used to go to Walgreens with my mom or Woolworth with my mom and eat right there at the 5 and Dime. Like, I feel so fucking old, man.
Oh yeah, we'd sit up at the little bar and
5 and Dime, I feel old.
Yep. Yeah, and it's so weird because they had like, the food counter, and you can order a burger or whatever, and then like, 10 feet away they're selling goldfish.
Right? Isn't that right? And I didn't get a burger. Like, I always got like the turkey, the pressed turkey, like the turkey that you would get from and on Thanksgiving, that's what I make myself. I always make like the turkey, but it's the deli turkey. You know what I'm selling?
Like the thin slice.
Yeah. I like that stuff like that. So which bands?
People were walking around like the grocery store with the cigarette in their hand, the doctor's office with a cigarette in their hand. The doctor was smoking.
Airplane. I was on one of the last flights that allowed cigarette smoke. Remember the last 3 aisles? Last 3 aisles you could smoke, but God forbid your smoke go anywhere.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, one of my first jobs, I mean, other than like, the first fast food job that everyone gets, I was a hostess at a restaurant, and you just walk up and you ask them smoking or not smoking, to seat them. And can you imagine that today?
No, I can't. And you know what? Smoking now is it used to be like almost glamorous back in the day, right? Am I serious? All those commercials, it was made to look glamorous. Now it's like, it's disgusting when people, and I used to smoke, but it's disgusting when people smoke.
I did too.
Boss
yeah, Virginia Slims. Oh, Yellowbird says, thrifty ice cream, 50 cents a scoop. I remember that.
I don't remember thrifty ice cream. I never had thrifty ice cream too.
Oh, it was cheap, and they had these weird scoopers that they were round, but they were kind of square, and you'd walk out with this ice cream cone like 2 feet tall for like $1, and you got like 4 scoops. You'd be walking
Wow.
around trying to balance this thing.
So check it out. The other day, Brandy says, the other day, the ice cream man came. I ordered an original snow cone with the bubble gum at the bottom. That wasn't a snow cone. That remember, that was like a pink ice cream, and the bubble gum was purple. Remember? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
gumball ice cream.
Snow cone. It was shaped like a snow cone, but it wasn't a snow cone. But I remember that. Oh, so yep. Tower Records. My friend over there, Jamie, says Tower Records. Guys, Jamie put out a video, went live. Jamie did her first live. Jamie told me, I'm going to put it out there, Jamie. Jamie said when she would do her live, I would be the one on her channel. She would do it. Didn't happen. Jamie did her live on her own channel. Jamie blew me off.
Boo. No, I'm just kidding.
She did. She was at like a fair. She wasn't having an affair. She was at a fair.
So people don't take this out of context.
Right? What movies were big and stuff and stuff? Smoking area in high school. I do remember that. I was shocked. Like I remember that.
I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
I was the bad girl.
So
surprise. No, I'm just kidding.
Penny candy was actually a cent. I remember that. Yeah, when penny candy was a penny. The ice cream sodas. I remember Woolworths used to sit up on a stool and get ice cream sodas. Yep.
Yep, and they'd make them right there too.
The smoking rock in high school. Everybody had a smoking rock, right? Yep. As soon as I read that, I went there in my head. I went right there.
And one thing we definitely can't forget about, arcades.
That's right.
I spent all of my time at the arcade.
Boy, that's a business that went downhill real quick since video games, right? People spent like...
Yeah. Actually, I have an interesting story about that. My dad, that's what he did for a living. They called him the pinball wizard. He had pinball machines, arcade games, and he would go put them like at 7-Elevens or restaurants or lounges, and he'd put the machines in there. Of course, people play them and put quarters in, and once a week we'd go around and collect all the quarters and then sometimes swap the machines around. And that's what he did for a living. So I got to play all that stuff for free. And I had a Pac-Man in my room.
My dad had a Pac-Man. My dad had, because he was just rich. That's the only reason why. He had a Pac-Man table. Like, I think it was actually Miss Pac-Man. I want to say it was a Miss Pac-Man table. Because his wife at the time really liked it. Smoking areas in hospitals.
Yep.
Y'all remember?
Yeah, I remember all the expectant fathers while they weren't allowed to go in the room while their wife was delivering, so they'd pace back and forth smoking.
And they stayed forever in the hospital when they gave birth to women. They stayed for 2-3 days.
Now they're just like, get your shit and get out.
Exactly. They don't even let you stop. It's like just drive by. Just drive by and come back around. That's it.
Now that's what you call a birthday
story. Good luck with that. Fountain soda. I remember fountain soda. Mothballs.
Oh, candy cigarettes.
That actually smoked. Remember the ones that had like the powder in them and you blew on them? Yeah.
And the packaging actually looked real. They looked like Lucky Strikes.
Yep.
You know, I remember a friend of mine, we were little and our parents got us the candy cigarettes, and you could tell whose parents did what because they handed them to us, and I pick it up and I'm like pretending I'm smoking. My friend picks hers up and goes, and everyone's like, we know what your parents do.
That's funny. That's funny. How old were you when you started smoking?
15. 15. I quit years ago. And both of my parents died from lung cancer.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So, I mean, I have a million reasons why I quit, but that just kind of makes it more solid for me that I'm glad that I did, you know?
Right.
Yep.
The first time I ever smoked a cigarette, I think I was 12. And there was a kid that I had a crush on. He was a boy. He was a French kid. He came from, I think, Quebec, Canada. His name was Jacques. Jacques Bienvenu was his name. And he was walking past my house, and I saw him drop something. And remember the Kool cigarettes, Kool? He had one of those.
Menthol.
Yep, he had one of those, a pack of those, I guess, and he dropped it because it was torn. So and I smoked it. That was the first cigarette. I didn't inhale or anything, but I remember smoking it. First time I inhaled, huh?
Said I bet you got a hell of a head rush.
Yeah, it's too bad because I really smoked after that. I hate to say it.
It only takes one, right?
What's that?
It only takes one to make you start.
That's it. And then, of course, I went to menthol because I used to not smoke menthol, but then I ended up going to menthol. What's it say? Are you going to do another live milk? Oh, okay. I just have to. It is 6:20. You guys are right. You're right. Christiana, I think, is from the UK.
And I'm living in the past because it's only 3:21 here.
What? Yeah, you're out in California. So what bands and stuff? What did you? I was a skateboard. I skated, man. I was a skateboard person.
I had a crush on all the boys that were skateboarders.
Okay.
I liked rock. I was into rock.
Rock music, right? What songs? What bands?
Oh gosh, all the hair bands. I liked Warrant and Poison, and then some of the real ones like Metallica. Queen, Pink Floyd.
Right.
All the real ones. So, I mean, not that the other ones aren't real music.
Bay City Rollers.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
I heard that they still tour.
Oh, and Aerosmith.
I saw them in concert. You've seen them in concert, yes? Aerosmith?
Yes. Actually, it was one of their last ones before they were forced to retire. So they actually, gosh, it was like maybe 2 years ago. It was like one of their last concerts, and I took my mom, and it was on her bucket list of things to do, and we didn't know she was sick. So I took her. She had a great time, and shortly after that, she was diagnosed with her cancer. So I'm kind of glad it happened the way that it did because she got to see them finally.
Right. So she was an Aerosmith fan.
Oh, yeah.
You know what band I'm not a fan of is I've never been a Rolling Stone fan. Do you like the Rolling Stones?
They're okay. I'm not a big fan of theirs.
I think
love the Beatles.
The Beatles. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. I think Mick Jagger, he's just obnoxious. It's kind of like David Lee Roth, though Mick Jagger is the king of obnoxious. David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
He's a make
David Lee Roth is somebody I can do without. But I did see Van Halen in concert, but it was Sammy, not,
Me too. I saw him twice with Sammy Hagar. Yeah, I saw Van Hagar. Absolutely. I didn't see
Van Hagar. That's what I call him too.
Yeah, because I don't like David Lee Roth, but I really liked Van Hagar. Guns N' Roses was somebody's first. My first concert was Peter Frampton. Frampton Comes Alive. What was yours?
Oh gosh, what was my first concert?
I love Eddie Money. Somebody wrote Eddie Money. Love Eddie Money.
My first concert. Actually, I think Van Halen was my first rock concert, but I went to some little like bubblegum concert when I was 13. They were called the Jets. And I don't know if anyone remembers the Jets, but
I vaguely remember them. I vaguely
Yeah, they
remember.
were pop. They were
I
like
like Leif Garrett. Leif Garrett was my man at the time.
oh gosh, yeah, he was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Everyone loved him.
Yeah. My first concert, like I said, was Frampton Comes Alive, and somebody offered me a joint at the concert, and I did not smoke it. I was scared. I had to wait. I was scared. Yeah. Somebody offered me a joint. Man, I was 12 years old. I probably looked about 10, and somebody offered me a joint. Yeah.
Wow.
Leif Garrett on Family with Christy McNichol. Yeah, remember Leif Garrett on Family? I remember that.
I didn't watch that one. That's one of them I didn't watch.
Family with
yeah,
Christy McNichol. Yeah.
I remember her.
Picture Show. Did you see Rocky Horror? Somebody wrote about that.
Oh God, I'm obsessed with that. That's one of my, well.
How many times have you been? I can't see it.
I can't even
count. It's the
count.
lips. I see it. It's the lips. Okay.
Yeah. I can't even count. I've been to the midnight showing, where everyone kind of participates.
The only way to see Rocky Horror.
Yeah, I've gone hundreds of times.
Really? And I bet
yeah.
Who were you? Who were you? Who'd you dress as?
Magenta. Of course. Of course.
Absolutely. Did you get on stage or right there? Did you get right there where the was?
I never actually got on stage. I always stayed in my seat, but I was a little shy, which is weird because I'm not shy, but I was when I went there. I don't know why.
Did you bring?
They used to auction people off.
Really?
Did they what?
Did you used to bring the stuff? Like you brought the stuff and participated in your seat, though, right?
Yeah, we brought.
When they said
I don't even remember all the stuff, but I had a bag.
And you have toast and Great Scott. Did you have toilet paper and all that stuff?
Yeah, and then when we were done, we always went out and did bad things, like TP someone's house or, that was just a tradition. Things that today people would freak out over.
But it's better than what's going on now, for sure, with the way people are.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the things we did were so harmless, not a big deal. And, if we got caught, we just go clean it up. It wasn't a big deal.
Right. That's right.
And now you got people out here, they're not playing ding dong ditch or prank calling someone. They're like, doxing people. So
right. Yeah. Yep. I saw, wait a minute, what's this say? Hold on. I just saw something that had a bunch of good people's names as far as concerts go.
Oh.
Took my friend to New Kids on the Block. I've never seen New Kids on the Block. Well, my friend Jamie has. Saw Rod Stewart, Elton John, Tina Turner. I've seen all those bands, RL. I've seen all of them. I saw Rod, and then I saw Rod again just recently. And then I saw Elton John.
I would love to see Elton John. He's one of my favorites.
You better go see him then. Time's running out for Elton to be on stage.
Yeah. Didn't he finish his concerts already? Didn't he say he was done?
I was giving you hope. I was giving you a little bit of hope there. Because they say, when I saw him, I think he was saying he was done. And that was in the 70s. That guy's been on his last concert tour. No offense, Elton, because I love Elton John, but he's been, remember Bread? Remember Bread?
Bread! Yes, yeah.
Bread. Yeah. I was talking to somebody about them the other day in America. Remember Sister Golden Hair, America, all that good stuff?
Yep. Oh, I have a question for you. Now that we know that we like all these rock bands and everything from back in the day, who, and this includes any time frame, today, yesterday, who is your guilty pleasure? Or let me guess. I bet I can guess. Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber? It's not fair. Yeah. That's not fair.
You already know mine.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to put it out there. I don't want you to get attacked.
Oh, I don't care. I got thick skin.
I didn't think you'd get attacked by our people. Our people are good. I thought you might get attacked by Gypsy.
You know what? They can kiss my white ginger ass. I don't care.
So can you guess?
I'm not intimidated by them. It's fine.
Guess who Red's a fan of? I do like Justin Bieber. I think he's got a great voice. And to be honest with you, I mean, like, I remember when he got in trouble in Florida because, you know, like I knew the area and stuff. And I thought, you know, I worried about like family and stuff in the area because the guy kept getting in trouble. He looks just so broken right now, that kid. And, you know, he's a new dad. Like, he should be on top of the world, you would think. I think he wanted kids and everything. And I don't know what's going on. I would assume it's the Diddy shit that's what's going on with him. That's what I would assume. So, you know, I mean, I think living like that, you never know. Well, I know what it's like, but not that bad. You never know when somebody's going to, like, say something that's either true or not true. I don't know what happened with that guy. I feel horrible, but I think
he always looks like he's under pressure, you know?
What's that?
He always looks like he's under pressure, like he's waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know?
He looks like now, I mean, to be honest with you, look at how thin he is. Like, he's really thin. He looks really troubling. I think he looks very, very troubling right now. Like, there's just, it's very sad whatever happened or whatever's going on with him. I think it's sad. I think it's sad.
Probably a lot of stress, a lot of worrying. You know, about what, I don't know, but
maybe about what might or might not come out. I don't like just Justin Timberlake. I don't like him. I think he's very
arrogant.
Yeah, and what he did to Britney, like when it all came out, like he was like, it was her the one. She was the one supposedly that didn't cheat. He was supposedly the cheater and she didn't tell on him or something, and he just made it look that way. And then to sit there and say something when she was drinking and stuff, and then he's the one that got picked up on the DUI. I don't think she's ever been picked up on a DUI. He was, though. Yeah.
I have a lot of empathy for her.
So do I. Because she lost her children, like, before she could even turn around and fight for her kids. Kind of like Brad Pitt as well. We don't know what happened with Brad Pitt. We don't know. But we know that that the divorce was longer than the marriage, to be honest, 10 times longer than the marriage. And that those kids, like now, they're 16 years old. You're not going to fight for 16-year-old kids. They're going to make their own decisions. And like, I think she did a horrible thing to him. I think, but I mean, I don't know what he did to those kids. I would think if it was something criminal that he would have been charged. I think he was just a disciplinarian and she's not. That's what I thought with Angelina and Brad. What do you think?
Yeah, this is not
Remember the National
And it punishes the kids too, because, you know, they'd lose out on a parent.
Exactly. I mean, Brad's kids, from my understanding, don't even take his last name.
Oh.
Yeah, like I think his daughter Shiloh, she got the name taken off. The older boys did too, and I have to blame Angelina for that, because even if you have problems with your kid, he did go to rehab. You know, when all that came out, so the guy was in rehab. He's supposedly sober, like, and he didn't see his kids. That's fucked up, because then you got people like Tom Cruise who just would pick Scientology all day and doesn't see his kids. Yeah. And the damage, these are still kids. I mean, like, Suri still has to feel rejected by her dad, no matter how wealthy, no matter how much money he gave her every month. And he gave her every month, he paid whatever he had to pay. He never, he paid, but he didn't choose her, and
And
he's
she's
got
going
to
to feel that forever.
exactly. Yep,
I mean, I
yep.
can't imagine thinking like, my mom or my dad or whoever didn't pick me. I wasn't as important to them as something
In front
else.
of
And that
everybody,
was
and they did it in such a way that the whole friggin' world knew. The whole world knows that he didn't pick her. That's terrible, right? I mean, right?
and embarrassing.
Well, it's embarrassing for him. I understand that she's probably embarrassed, but the real embarrassment is him.
Yeah,
It's him not
that's
showing
true.
up for her. It's him failing her. That's the real embarrassment.
And
I'm reading
doesn't he have grown kids that he adopted with Nicole?
Nicole. Yeah. Yep. And
And
one
he
of
doesn't
them,
talk to those kids either?
oh no, one of them, yeah, they're Scientologists. Those two kids are Scientologists. So one of them is married. The girl is married. Bella's married, from my understanding, in England. And I think Connor runs around, from my understanding, he runs around in Clearwater, where the boat is, or where the boat was. I don't know
Oh,
where
yeah.
but yeah, supposedly he runs around in Clearwater in a very expensive car. I don't know anything about his children. I just think that they missed out on a mom, because like those kids stopped talking to Nicole, and it was about religion. I mean, what religion tells you that you're better off without your mother? And the religion
It's a
I come
cult.
from, you honor thy mother and father.
Yep.
You know,
In my opinion, Scientology is a cult, not a church.
that's where I started on my channel. Do you know that?
That's when I started watching you.
Oh, and in Scientology, really?
Yeah.
I want to get back into the Scientology thing in my so I got some information that I wanted to like do on Scientology, but then part of me was like, I if I go over and do it, like I feel obligated, of course, that I need to like see that through, whatever it is, and take all the hits. Like it's just a new set of hits over there in the Scientology world. Like the hits that you get here in like with Gypsy Rose's stands, they have them in every friggin' community. Scientology has them. Absolutely crazy. But I don't know. You were watching Scientology stuff? That's how we came across. Were you a fan of Aaron's or
Yeah.
anything?
Well, I was watching that Leah Remini show on
Yeah.
TV, and that got
After
me
that,
interested. So I went down a rabbit hole, and I found you.
you found me down that rabbit hole. What do you think of Aaron Smith Levin?
I don't know. I mean, he seems genuine sometimes, but then other times I'm like, what? And then I keep watching things, and it depends on whose point of view it's from, and I'm confused, and it's really confusing because everyone covers it in a different way, right? So I don't know. And I did quit watching Scientology stuff at a certain point because it was kind of like consuming my brain to the point where I was like looking it up all the time, and I'm up half the night, and I was like, whoa, I got to step back.
The thing that got me in trouble, I guess, or it didn't end up getting me in trouble, but the thing with the Scientology was the Aaron Smith Levin incident that happened in California when he started smoke screening people about that story there, and there was just too much. He was talking too much. And
Levin. I thought you said Aaron, the other Aaron.
No, Aaron
I thought
Smith
we were talking
Levin.
about the other. I had that wrong.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
You thought I was talking about Erin, the girl Aaron?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
So I was like, what?
Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I didn't believe his story out in California when supposedly he was too much in a hurry and he started like exposing things that didn't need to be exposed. Like nobody needed to know that him and his wife separated. Why? Like he brought up stuff that he knew that he gave people the wrong impression about. And I mean, you could see right through it. When you stepped away, you could definitely see right through it. So that was disappointing about him because I really thought he was a good guy. But, you know, unfortunately, people disappoint you. I heard Jared Levitt. Okay, so Jared Leto got a bunch of charges. Did you hear about this, Red?
No.
You know he has a cult.
What?
You know he has a cult, right? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes, I'm going to look it up. Hang on. I'm going to look it up. I know that he has, I did a video on his cult a while ago. But I heard that he got picked up on charges. So we're going to see what they are. Jared Leto. Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't hear about any of that. I'm out of the loop.
Sexual misconduct charges.
Oh, shoot.
16 hours ago. Yeah, something happened with him. I think he's in trouble. I've heard about this too. Impact his big studio movies. They should impact his big studio movies, being that Johnny Depp didn't even do anything. Right? What do you think about the Johnny Depp situation?
It's against
Amber Heard. Okay. I guess Jared Leto's thing's against minors. I'm reading it in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah, it's disgusting, obviously.
Yikes.
I didn't see that.
Sometimes when I hear, charges come out against people, like sometimes I'm like, oh, that person had a weird, something about them and I'm not surprised. And then other times I'm like, what? No way. I like that person, and then you hear this stuff and wow.
And it's disappointing. It's so disappointing.
Yeah.
People are saying, I used to be in love with Jared Leto. My so-called life, he has beautiful eyes. My ex liked him too. My ex who's passed away, she liked him. But I really think she liked him because of that movie, Requiem from a Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that the one guy from the guy from Impractical Jokers, Joe Gatto. I used to love him. And then I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, it is. It's too bad. It's definitely too bad. So what's your favorite song?
Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Really?
Yeah, I love that song.
Very cool. And that's not even an old song. What was your song before then?
I always liked Cherry Pie by Warrant. I thought that was a cool song.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. I always liked that. And then Love Bites by Def Leppard's a good one too.
Okay. My nephew liked that song. He really liked that song. I got to give that drummer a lot of credit, huh? Def Leppard drummer.
Oh my gosh.
Accident. Yeah, he lost a leg and an arm, right? Didn't he lose a leg and an arm?
I don't know. I know he had one arm, but I don't know about the leg.
I thought
I bet the chat knows.
No, I think you're right. I think it's just the arm. I think it's just the arm. And but an arm for a drummer, isn't that something?
And he's so good, he sounds like he has 3 arms.
He didn't miss a beat, man. He didn't miss a beat. Somebody said, nope, just an arm. Yeah, big deal though when you're a drummer at such a young age. You know what I mean? Incredible. Do you play any instruments, Red?
No, I have zero talent. I can't play an instrument.
Okay, right.
I can't sing. I can't play an instrument. I can't do any of those things. I was always a dancer back when I was a kid. I did like ballet and all those
See
things.
you as
but
ballet dancer. I can see you as a ballet dancer.
yeah, that was a long time ago.
So I just want to tell you guys that usually meet me here in the morning at 9 o'clock on Monday mornings. We're going to do the live stream Monday morning with Rebecca Michelot. Who's the Eddie Van Halen of drummers? Who's the Eddie Van Halen of drummers? I'm going to be doing it from my other channel. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddie One Skip, just so you know, guys. So go to that channel and hit the bell. You can ring the bell over there. Ring my bell. Ring my bell.
Ring
My bell. Remember that song? The Eddie Van Halen of drummers. Who do you think's the best drummer? Probably the Rush drummer, right? A lot of people think Neil Peart.
Oh yeah,
Probably the best drummer.
I agree.
But then wait a minute. Then you got to wait a minute. The drummer of Def Leppard, and I can understand why people would say that. But I want to say something about somebody wrote Keith Urban is the best drummer. I've never even seen him do that. Taylor, who passed away from what is it? Metallica. Taylor, what's his name? I forgot his name. The blonde guy that passed away. You know who I'm talking about. Taylor Hawkins. Yep, that was him. Yeah. Hi, Haiti Joyless. How you doing?
Hey, Haiti.
To me, my favorite drummer, Ringo, and I don't think that he is the best drummer per se, but you have to remember his drum kit had 3 drums, and you got to give a lot of credit to that. He didn't have all the drums. He had 3 drums. He had a hi-hat, a tom, a floor tom. That was it. A hi-hat, a floor tom, a bass, and a snare, and a crash. That's what he had. You can't take that away from him. Tommy Lee, he's a great drummer. You can't take that away from him. I don't like him, but Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, great drummer. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I would go. But I also like I like drum. I like percussion influenced bands like the Lumineers. Do you like the Lumineers?
I don't know who they are.
Yeah, they did that song Ho Hey, Hey Ho.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, that's the most famous song. But they have some good songs. I saw them in concert before they were big. They opened for Brandy Carlisle. And
okay. Now I love her.
Yeah, but the concert was amazing, but they were amazing as well. The Lumineers, very driven, acoustic sounding band. Not acoustic, but percussion sounding band. Very much so. Reading more of the comments.
Who I did see recently is actually Yellowbird in our chat. Me and her went and saw 10,000 Maniacs a few months back. And they were
really?
great. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. I haven't been to the last concert I think I was at was Rod Stewart and Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, I love Cyndi Lauper.
She opened for Rod Stewart. They would take turns opening. One would open, the other one would open for the other. Yeah, I saw them. They did something together, but Rod has to cancel. He has to cancel his tours now, from my understanding.
Oh.
What was your favorite concert? Your best concert?
I saw George Thorogood.
Was that your favorite?
And he was really good in concert.
I saw Chicago, and that surprised me. They were really good in concert, like excellent. And one of the best concerts I ever saw was Chicago.
And I love Peter Cetera. Like, love him.
He wasn't, I didn't see him that long ago. I mean, I saw them a long time ago, but Peter had already left the band. He wasn't part of the band anymore.
One of my favorite songs is the one that he did for the Karate Kid soundtrack. It's called The Glory of Love. I love that song, and I love the movie.
That's a classic, right? You know, they're still doing, I think they still have that show on Netflix, the series of Karate Kid. Have you seen any of that?
Yeah.
Or Cobra Kai? Cobra Kai, I think it is.
Cobra Kai, yeah.
Right.
I haven't seen that, but I was afraid like it would, I love the movie, that the show would ruin it for me, you know?
Right.
And
Did
we
you
still
watch
go
all
around saying, wax on, wax off.
wax on, wax on. Did you see any of the sequels to it?
I saw the second one.
Right, okay. Did you
But
think
not the third one. What's that?
Did you think he was a cutie when he was growing up? Did you have a little crush on Ralph Macchio? I didn't have a crush on him, but I thought he was cute.
I had his posters all over my wall.
Ralph Macchio.
And John Bon Jovi was the other one who I had all the posters.
Really? Never got into Bon Jovi. Some of their songs I like, but I never really got into him.
Well, he had this poster. It was a popular one. Like, a bunch of people are probably going to know what I'm talking about right now. It was a poster with the purple background, and he's wearing all these scarves, and he's got on these pants that are so tight, you can tell what religion he is.
Some people say Axl Rose, John Mellencamp. I dated a girl once who really liked John Mellencamp, but that was when he was called John Cougar. And then John Cougar Mellencamp, and then John Mellencamp. That whole transition.
I couldn't have a crush on Mellencamp because he's, from what I understand, really short. You know, like 5'2" or something, or 5'3".
I think that's a short. I'm that short. I am short. I'm that short.
I'm 5'11".
Are you really that tall? Wow. Wow. That's tall. Wow. Eddie Money, I love Eddie Money. Too bad he's gone. I loved Eddie Money. That man wrote like the soundtrack of so many of my relationships. Absolutely love him.
He used to do later in life a bunch of concerts every summer in Santa Cruz on the beach boardwalk. They'd have a big concert stage right on the beach, and which is, you know, a couple hours from where I live on the coast here. And they would do these concerts every summer, and they were free. You just go, and everybody would bring like a blanket or whatever,
right?
Save their place all day on the beach and just sit there and watch the concert, have a bonfire.
Wow. So you've seen Eddie Money?
I have, yeah.
I've seen him a few times. My favorite voice, my favorite voice besides a woman's voice, Barbara Streisand, my absolute favorite voice, just beautiful voice, right? But was John Waite. Like, I loved John Waite's voice. I could pick his voice out of anything, like, except when he sings country. I'm gonna have to sneeze, so hang on.
Bless you.
Ew.
Bless
Sorry.
you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got to sneeze, and I got to sneeze a lot. I remember Erasure. Remember that song? I mean, remember that band Erasure? They had like 1 or 2 hits. Remember them?
Chain of no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That was it. 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 Oh, thank you guys for the bless you. I'm wondering what bless you. Bless. Journey with Steve. When I was younger, I was with a woman who had a kid, and you know, this boy, he got older, right? And he used to have girls over, and I used to have to be at work really early in the morning because I worked in the jail. And I remember I came out of my room one morning, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm ready to go to work, and there's these girls inside the house, and I'm looking at my girl son, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like you can't." And so he tells the girls, "I'm in trouble. You got to go home. Just walk home." I said, "You can't let these girls walk home." I said, "I got to give them a ride. You can't just let girls walk home in the middle of the night." They were young girls, right? And one of the girls comes out of the room. She looks at me and she's like, "You look just like Steve Perry." Here I am, I'm in my early 30s probably. And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't really the compliment at the time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. It was a big difference back then. Gender was a big deal. Like, yeah. So
Things are a lot different nowadays.
yeah, absolutely.
Everything back then was like,
get away with
oh
calling
my
me.
gosh.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the style? What was your style? What was the style that you liked the best back in the day? Remember the parachute pants?
Oh my gosh. I did not wear those, but I remember them.
Every color. I didn't. I had them in every color. Yep.
And with all the little designs all over them, and the
just there were pockets
neon
everywhere on them.
colors.
No, just pockets in different colors.
Unique style that was kind of mixed, because I had like leather jacket. Yeah, and I had like, I don't know, like jeans and a leather jacket and everything, but then I had like little girly bows and on my shoelaces, and like little girly accessories on top of my rocker stuff.
Really?
So I was a little different.
So that sounds like, what does that sound like? That sounds almost Bangalish, like almost like Bangles, like the Bangles, no?
A little bit. And I like them.
Yep.
Hazy shade of winter.
I like the Bangles a lot. Or you can walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah, that too.
And what other
Actually, I saw her on TikTok.
Who, the girl from the band?
Yeah, she was on TikTok. She was doing a live, and I went in there. I was like, oh my gosh. She was just there talking, reading a book or something. I think she wrote a book.
Really?
Yeah.
I just appreciated the fact that there was a all girls band back then, like all girls. Meatloaf was I remember Meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, baby. Yep. He was in, he was actually Meatloaf in Rocky Horror.
Yep. That's how I like figured out who he was. And later on I went, oh, that's the same guy.
Right? Amazing voice though. He had an amazing voice. So when you go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay. That shows our age. I was letting you go because I forgot what I was gonna say. No, I'm joking. I forgot now though. So I do want to talk a little bit about, what it was like growing up as a kid, the biggest like fears and stuff like that. Like I grew up and we did like when the lights came on. I mean, that's such a true statement. When the lights come on, come home. When the lights come on, come home. So we played ball because I was a tomboy. I played sports. I was always out there playing sports and shit. But when the lights came on, you came home, you'd hear everybody's name, down which kid was late for dinner and shit like that. It was so totally different. And I never see like kids out playing baseball and shit in the streets anymore. You know what I mean? No. Like you never see, they're all making virtual connections. It's terrible.
Yeah, they're inside, they're on a device, they're online. They're not outside doing all the things that they should be doing. I mean, in my opinion.
I agree. Making the connections. That's it. Do you remember like when we were younger? Somebody, I'm reading the chat too. Do you remember when? Wait a minute. Toddie, I'm listening to the audio book on Barbara Streisand. She's very deep. I've heard her with her audio book. I have the audio book as well. What was I gonna say? I'm reading the comments here. Sorry guys, I'm reading your comments. Not that I'm sorry I'm reading your comments. Like, what was do you remember? Okay, so like the best night for TV was Friday night. Do you remember Friday night television when it was like, what was it like? Thursday night, I think, was Welcome Back, Kotter and Happy Days. That was it. But Friday night was the Partridge Family, the Brady Bunch, and there were two other shows on that was family oriented like that. But do you remember like, and where and about?
I wasn't too much watching TV. On
Really?
Friday, I was like, I would look forward all week long for Saturday, because like Saturday, that was like it, you know. Saturday cartoons was like, I looked forward all week to that.
Oh, to sit on the floor and watch your cartoons with your towel and your bowl of cereal on top of it.
Yep.
What was your bowl
sitting
of
on the shag carpet?
Right. What was your bowl of cereal?
And I was into the Smurfs.
Oh, the Smurfs. Funny. You ate their
I
cereal?
had like,
I know that they had Smurf cereal. That's what you ate?
cereal was gross.
Okay. What cereal did you eat?
Oh, Captain Crunch peanut butter.
Ew. Captain Crunch, whatchamacallit I like? Captain Crunch Crunchin' Berries. Peanut butter. I like peanut butter, but I don't know about that.
Well, looking back, it's really gross, but it was good back then.
I still eat Captain Crunch Crunchin' Berries.
They still make that?
Crunchin' Berries, yeah. Sometimes they make some now that's called oops. It's only berries. There's no yellow bits. It's only berries. Yeah, I did do a video. Thank you for that. I did a video about Nancy Spungen. Yeah, that was a very sad story. So, yeah. Did you know about that story?
Lucky Charms.
What?
Well, Lucky Charms was actually my favorite.
Yeah, Lucky Charms, of course, because like they're magically delicious.
Exactly. And the marshmallows, I mean, you know, I'd pick them all out and just eat them.
Exactly. Do you know how many? Have you seen a box of Lucky Charms lately? They have all these friggin' marshmallows, all these different designs now.
Horseshoes and all kinds of weird. They added all kinds of shit to it.
Yes.
See, they need to sell one that's like just marshmallows. Although it's probably really bad for you, but so.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tony the Tiger. Yep.
Frosted Flakes.
Patchouli Julie said I met Sid from the Sex Pistols. Okay, very cool. I wasn't a fan of them, but I just, that was an amazing book, and the story of that girl's life was very sad. Nancy Spungen.
Oh yeah, I watched a lot of Sid and Nancy, like deep dive things.
Yeah, crazy, right? Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
They sell just marshmallows?
That's what SB says. That's what she says.
Oh.
Well,
now I have to go look for them because I want them.
Yeah, Honey Flora says what? I read the book. Wait a minute. I missed it, man. I missed it. Amazon. She said, RL says Amazon sells them. Hang on.
Look, I thought I had a bright idea. They already did it.
There you go. Yeah, Nancy's story is very sad. If nobody's seen that story, you should check out that video because it's incredibly sad. I mean, that book changed my life because I remember reading the headline when she died, and I was like, no big deal, just another junkie gone. And then when I read her story, I was like, she didn't even have a chance. She just didn't have a chance. You miss pudding pops? I got news for you. You can make them and put them in your freezer. You'd have pudding pops. Pudding pop. Remember, that's so weird now to know that he did all of those commercials. Yeah. And Fat Albert, I used to like that show.
Hey.
Yep. Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Sean Cassidy and Parker
Stevenson.
Huh?
I know who it is. Beverly McCleary? Is that her name? Those books?
Yeah.
They were like for teenagers. And it was like a whole series of them. Yeah. Maybe I'm getting the name. Beverly McCleary.
What are you talking about? I thought you were talking about, we have a Beverly somebody like that in the chat, I thought. The A-Team. I never was a fan of the A-Team.
Oh, Mr. T.
Yeah, remember that? So many comments. Do y'all even see them? I am paying attention to them.
I can't see them. I need to put on my glasses.
There you go. Red's got to put them glasses on.
Yeah, because I'm blind as hell.
The Beatles and the Monkees, those are two totally different bands, though the Monkees did play their own music.
Judy Blume. Oh, yeah, yes, that's who I meant. I don't know what I was saying, but yes, Judy Blume. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, I used to love those books. And then we would have these things at school. They would send them home, like where you could order all these books. You know, you'd have to ask your parents, but you want to order all these books, and they'd slip in these little like toys in the middle of the order thing. So you're trying to like, you know, fool your mom and check the extra little box, you know.
That's funny.
And they'd send you to school with the money, and it would take like, you know, 3 weeks later, and they'd deliver the stuff to you. And it's supposed to be educational, but you know.
That's funny. That's really funny. I have a box of charms now. Debbie Boyd says, I got a box. Oh, they're called charms. I guess they're not lucky.
Unlucky charms?
I wasn't a fan of Full House.
Oh, me neither. Like that was too sappy.
Yeah. The Fat Albert movie, I vaguely remember that. I remember the television Scholastics. I remember that after school specials, all that stuff. I remember that.
Yep. The movie that was really big that I remember going into the drive-in. I went to the drive-in and we saw E.T. and it was a huge deal.
E.T. was amazing.
That was the first time I ever saw my dad cry. It was during E.T.
Really?
Yep.
What part did he cry about? When
he
went back? Yeah.
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 Yep. That made my dad cry.
That was a tearjerker of a movie that absolutely.
And my dad was a big old biker guy. So imagine that. Him crying.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was crying for E.T. E.T. come on.
Yep.
There were some great, absolutely great movies back in the day. Jaws, E.T.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. There were some
Star Wars.
What's that?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. I wasn't a Star Wars fan, but I know that it was a huge deal, and I can appreciate that it was a huge deal. And what was the other one? 2001 Space Odyssey, like that one too, right?
Yep. And Poseidon.
Poseidon Adventure?
Yep.
That was a great movie. I just watched that again. I've seen that movie like 127 times, like no lie. And I still cry
Oh,
when
it's so
Shelley
good.
Winters dies. When Shelley Winters dies, I still cry. You know.
Oh yeah. Some movies just
Marshall
like that. They'll
Dillon.
get you every time.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I was gonna ask something, but I forgot what it was.
Hi, Freaky Erker. He says, "Hey guys," or she.
American Graffiti. That was a great movie.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yep. Grease. Yep.
Oh, I love Grease, but only the
Saturday,
first one. I don't like the second one.
I agree. Saturday Night Fever was a great movie. Poltergeist. Somebody put up Poltergeist. That was a great movie.
Oh, that reminds me of the roller rink. Speaking of Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah. Yep. And I remember disco, but not during the day. I remember my brother was into disco when Saturday Night Fever was the thing.
I remember being at the roller rink and they'd play disco or whatever, and they'd have all the lights going on, and everyone was wearing, those ultra short shorts. And
Do you remember that movie? There was the roller skating movie. What was the name of it? Boogie something, or Woogie, or something like that. What was the name of that one?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
Those were big movies too back in the day. Skate something, skate. I forget the name of that movie.
Oh, I don't remember. I remember the oh no, I was gonna say Electric Boogaloo. No, that was breakdancing.
But it's close to that. It's close to that.
Yeah.
Hey, Cookie.
Oh, Breakfast Club. Okay, Breakfast Club is like the Gen X anthem movie.
Great movie. All of those movies were great, though. St. Elmo's Fire. I thought those movies were great.
Oh yeah. Ferris Bueller.
Boogie Nights. That's what it was. Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights
Boogie
was
Nights.
the porno one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the one I'm talking
That's
about.
the one with the scene at the end.
No, Boogie Nights, that's the one with the porno, right? That was with Mark Wahlberg, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm talking about the roller skating movie. It sounded like that though.
I'm
trying to see.
Seeing if anybody Boogie. No, someone said Boogie Nights. That's not
16 Candles. That was a great movie too. These are great movies. Some Kind of Wonderful was.
I like Molly Ringwald.
Yeah. Yep. I like Molly Ringwald too. She's been through a lot of changes. Roll Bounce. I don't know what that is. Still Magnolias. No Blade Runner. No. This was a skating movie. It was fun. It wasn't about killing anybody or anything. Wait a minute. Let me see if it was Boogie Nights. I thought Boogie Nights was the other one. Hold on.
They're roller skating, not killing people.
That's right. Let me see if I can. Boogie Nights.
I mean, I guess you could do both things at once, but I don't know what movie that is.
Only if you're Gyps Ahoy, Boogie Nights. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's not
Gyps
the one.
Ahoy.
Gyps Ahoy. Yeah, I wasn't talking about that. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see if I can do this. Hang on. Hang on.
1 second.
One of the big skating movies, roller skating movies from the 80s. Roller Boogie.
Roller Boogie. Okay.
I knew there was Boogie in there.
That?
Roller Boogie. That was it. Roller Boogie.
Yeah, my brain just wasn't, it doesn't work.
Okay, now I know.
It's kind of cool though, because when I forget something, I just blame it on my age and like nobody questions it,
That's it. That's right.
It's a great excuse.
Absolutely. Because then people start feeling bad too. Pretty Woman was a great movie. I remember that. That was a fucking classic movie.
Yeah.
Remember the bookmobile that would come around? Yes, I do. I do remember that.
Yes. Yes.
Somebody put no Roller Boogie. Somebody did write Roller Boogie like 2 minutes ago. Cool.
Oh, Parent Trap. That was a good one too.
There was 2 of them though. The original one.
Yeah, and then I think they did a remake with Lindsay Lohan later on.
Yep. Yeah. I agree.
The first one was Patty, what's her name? Patty
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. I'm reading the comments. Honey
a
Flower.
movie I liked. I don't know if it was back then or not, but Misery was such a good movie.
It was a great movie. Yep. Absolutely great movie with Kathy Bates and James Caan. Was it James Caan? Is it James Caan, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Kathy Bates and
And
James.
definitely Kathy Bates, and I love her.
You guys remember Fred? Was it Freebie and the Bean? That was a fun movie with I forget. I know he was in that one. Khan was in it. I was thinking of Roller Boogie, but I had to look it up because I was late on my comments, guys. So you're right. Remember Pizza Hut? Yep. Pizza Hut. A lot of the Pizza Huts have gone out. I like Zoom. I was just talking about Zoom the other day. Remember Zoom? Do you remember Zoom? Electric Company and Zoom?
Oh, the cereal?
No, Zoom. It used to be a television show. Like it was like Electric Company.
Yeah, yes.
Parent Trap 3 is coming out with, I think it's with Lindsay Lohan again and Jamie Lee Curtis.
I think that's the Freaky Friday remake they're doing too.
Yeah, they're redoing it. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it was. That's what I got that wrong. I saw Christine the other day with the car. I just saw that movie the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love everything Stephen King. Everything's good.
What was your most scary movie back then?
The one that scared the hell out of me would probably be The Omen.
Really?
Oh yeah, that scared the crap out of me.
That scared me too. But When a Stranger Calls, the first one was the one that scared me. The phone calls coming from inside the house. Yeah, that scared me.
Yep. Have you checked the children? Yeah, that was scary.
Exactly.
That was scary.
Exactly.
Especially because some of us, I don't know about you, but I used to babysit back in the day when I was a little kid. You know, someone would give you $2 to babysit their 8-year-old for an hour.
Yeah.
And, you know, you watch a scary movie.
But you babysat. I babysat at a much older age. I didn't babysit at a young age. But that movie scared the hell out of me. So you were a babysitter. Tell us a little bit about you, Red. Tell us anything you're comfortable with.
Well, let me see. I'm an adult orphan. I lost both of my parents to lung cancer. My mom only a couple of years ago. My dad far before that. But I'm an only child.
Wow.
So I didn't have any siblings to grow up with or anything like that. But I mean, I still live in the same place where I grew up, the same town. I'm still in the same place. I never moved.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm retired, not by choice, because I had some medical condition. I'm a cancer survivor. But that sort of ended my career. And, well, I won't say what I did, but I did something that was big, and I had to stop. And it's kind of a bummer, but, you know, I let all of my licenses expire that I had and everything I was doing. And, you know, sometimes your health is more important. And
Right.
And your family is important. And I have an adult son who I worry about. So I didn't want to risk my health and be gone and not have anybody. So
Right.
I did what I had to do. And I've only been on TikTok for a few months. I started at the end of January. And
Really?
yeah, I did it just for fun.
Hi, Renelle. You got a nice following, though.
Yeah, it's these great Gen X people and some of the Gypsyverse people too. You know, because I kind of follow some of their stuff and they follow me back. And I haven't made a whole lot of videos about that, just a few. I don't deep dive or anything. It's all kind of about comedy.
Right.
But they came after me for doing comedy. So
Can't talk
that
bad
pisses
about
me
Gypsy.
off.
Red. Can't talk bad about that girl.
Ha! But you know, I mean, I made a comedy video and they came after me like, you know, I've assaulted somebody. And it's like, really? I didn't kick your grandma. Leave me alone.
And you didn't unalive anybody's mom, as far as we know.
No, I haven't done jack squat.
Yeah. I just, you know, I don't understand. Like, you're making jokes. The other one's committing murder, and, you know, you'd think that they would know what side right is. It's as simple as that.
Right.
You're
But they
making
don't.
comedy. The other one's ending lives. Which one would you rather be friends with? Apparently, the one that ends lives.
Yeah. And I'm like,
crazy.
look, if you're going to do funny shit, I'm going to make videos about it. So if you don't want a video made, quit doing the shit. Right.
Right. Well, and here you go. You got to remember, Gypsy doesn't care what other people say about her.
Oh, of course not.
I'm reading some comments.
Which is why I made a whole series of videos about Gypsy's adventure with her toothbrush.
Somebody sent me, they have brand new toothbrushes that are good with the feel, and they kind of read the lines. Like, they know when your teeth are dry and they need to brush it. So they put this out there for Gypsy. No lie, like, I got an email about a new toothbrush for Gyps Ahoy.
No.
I mean, like, wouldn't you, if you had FOIAs like that people were reading, wouldn't you fucking go away? Like, wouldn't you go away and let that just pass? Like,
well, yeah, because I have shame. I actually have shame. I'd be so embarrassed. I would go the fuck away and not come back and show my face.
Exactly, right? That's what I'm saying. You would go away and let time happen, and then maybe you'd resurface. You'd wait for somebody else to do something terrible, and then you'd resurface later. Right?
Yeah.
People saying, I die of embarrassment. Gypsy, let me tell you something, guys. If a toothbrush company could reach out to her and ask her if she could demonstrate with one of those, I bet you she'd do it. She's never embarrassed.
Oh, you know it. She doesn't have any shame.
None. Absolutely.
Which is why it's like, I don't know why her little cult is coming after someone so hard. It's like, look, she doesn't care that much. Why should you? You know?
Exactly. She doesn't. You're absolutely right. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. And then, I mean, she even doubles down on this shit. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts.
This is the most bizarre thing I have ever seen on the internet, this whole situation. How fucking weird that people will come after you. Nobody else does that. This is weird. It's not normal.
Well, I don't know about that. I've spoken to some content creators, and they've had issues with other communities as well, to be honest with you. Like, you would think that as soon as you say something that somebody disagrees with, or even people that are just bored that want to get themselves out there, you know, like, yeah, they don't care. They're just really pathetic. It's pathetic. Forrest Friend said pathetic. That's it. Pathetic. Exactly.
Yeah,
Pathetic is it.
it's just odd. The behavior is just so weird. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It baffles me because I don't understand.
It's worse than, it's not even loyalty. It's worse than loyalty. Loyalty is something totally different than what's going on there. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on there is some sort of, like, I'm telling you, it's very cult-like behavior. They're worse than stands. You know, I mean, like, how do you not see problems with her? If she was legitimately my friend, first of all, she wouldn't be at this point, but I would have told her a long time ago, man, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. You know, but these people are helping her with it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Makes you wonder if somebody has somebody else's ear and they're trying to work against her.
I've thought about that too.
It's possible. Listen, I don't trust her stepmom as far as I can move her with my pee-pee. So,
oh no,
you know,
I think she's behind most of this.
And she was the one that became friends with Bree first. Bree is not a good example for Gypsy, and not even, you know, for the parole board to look at it, she's not a good example. But who's the one that made the friendship there? It was actually the stepmom and Bree, and then she kind of let. So I mean, like, if your mom's looking out for you, Bree's not the person that you would. You're on parole. That's who you have your kid be friends with. If you're on parole, you'd have your kid be friends with Bree. No.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, and I know Christy's in it for the money. But I feel like there's,
because where the hell has she been the whole time? I mean, according to them, if you want to believe them, which you know it's not true. I mean, according to them, Gypsy was only supposed to live to be 18 or something years old, right? So she would have passed away by the time they would have gotten to it. So where's the love?
Exactly. And she wasn't answering her phone calls for weeks at a time, so we hear.
And it's true. I believe that.
But if they dangled some money, she'd be like, right there.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing. Like, how do you let... I wouldn't let a mommy unaliver in my home. Would you? And I sure wouldn't co-sign the fact that she had a kid either. I'd be all over that kid as a protective angel, to be honest with you. I'd be petrified for that child. Petrified.
And I feel really sad because I actually have empathy for that kid because she's setting her up for failure from the get-go. Everyone's going to know who she is, who her mom is, because she can't keep her ass off the internet.
Exactly. That kid is never going to have any true friends because, first of all, would you let your kid go to Gypsy's house? No. Can I have a sleepover at Aurora's house? No. No, you can't even look at Aurora, kid.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nobody seeks how to get out of prison and have a baby. Yeah, first of all, she didn't have the time to donate for the baby, remember?
I remember that.
Yeah, and all of a sudden she has a baby. But lately I haven't seen her with the baby, and I haven't seen Ken. Have you seen Ken online? I haven't seen Ryan talking. Haven't seen Ken talking. I see Gypsy without a baby talking. That's what I've seen lately.
Yeah, same.
Right? Yeah, I thought so.
I mean, I only see things when other people pass them through because I have her blocked. But
right. Yeah, I have her blocked as well. She is a fraud. I hear you. She is a fraud. So, what do you want to do with your channel? What is your hopes? Are you still going to do the Gen X, and everybody loves that? I love it. I love the Gen X. No, I love that.
I just like
surviving
comedy.
Like when surviving the Gen X, you know, when you were a kid and all of that and the stuff we used to play on, that's classic.
All the dangerous shit that we used to do, and you know, things that would probably be illegal today or make people cry. But right. Yeah, I like doing that. And but even more so, I just like comedy in general. And I actually try to just put those two things together. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with my YouTube, but it probably will be Gen X stuff. And I'm probably going to start by putting maybe some of my TikToks on there as shorts until I kind of get better equipment, figure out exactly what I want to do, and make longer videos. Because right now I'm just doing my little, 1 to 2 minute TikToks,
Right.
which isn't, I don't think, meaty enough for YouTube.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they have, like I said, they have their shorts, but I think that their shorts are only a minute or less, but you could still put videos out there that are 2 minutes long. You know what I mean? Like, you can still go ahead and put them out there. What is your biggest surprise with what you've seen throughout the world, like in your time that you've been in the world?
Oh, gosh. I think just how everything, people's attitudes and everything have changed, and the world today versus how it was when I was growing up, it
Right.
actually became like we went back in time. People are less tolerant. People are less accepting. Everything went backwards. And I don't get it. But, that's the biggest surprise for me. I thought we would evolve.
Not only did we go backwards as far as that goes, because I think it's because we're not like making the connection, but we've even gone backwards as far as communication. Like, we're actually just drawing things. Like, we're using emojis kind of like all those years ago with the cave drawings and stuff like that. We're not even like answering phones anymore. We're texting each other. Like, we don't have time. And in all fairness to us here in the States, like, anymore, we work so hard to live here. Like, everything we do now has become a job for us. If things don't go well at the doctor's, it's no longer the doctor that calls the insurance company. We have to call the insurance company, wait online and fight. We're our own advocates and everything. I just think that I think that customer care and the connection that we make to one another is just non-existent anymore. And we've become a mean society.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, because you know what? The store is not the only place where we're doing self-checkout anymore. It's become that with everything. Banking, doctors, it's all do it your damn self.
Yep, we pay a premium to live in a self-serve country. That's what we do.
Yep.
For sure. Why do I think Ryan won't speak the truth? Because I think Gypsy has something on him. That's why I think so. It's all self-service misbehaving. Absolutely. The men who want her are sicker than her. I agree. They might not be as dangerous, but they're sicker than her.
Something's wrong with them.
Absolutely. Were you familiar with Omegle TV? Were you ever familiar with them?
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, me neither. I never heard about them either.
I remember Web TV.
I remember Web TV too. Web Med. Here we go. This is from Sherry Allen. At Red Valentine, big hugs. I'm an adult. Wait a minute.
Oh, adult orphan.
Yeah. So you see that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I know what that feels like, and kind of makes us feel like a little kid all alone. Doesn't matter how old we are.
Yeah, that's the way I feel when I think about my dad, that no matter what, you always need your parents, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and you can be 50 years old and still feel like a lost little girl. That happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not an only child, so I think that would suck, with your parents being gone and you don't have any siblings. That's got to be tough.
Yeah. Well, there's nobody left in this whole entire world that remembers the things in my childhood. There's nobody left. That was
Right.
it. I have no other, nothing.
Right.
It's a really bizarre, feeling, but
Yeah.
I'm okay. I finally, got used to the idea. It doesn't make it easier, but I've learned to kind of just, deal with it, and I carve out time to have my emotional time, and the rest of the time I'm fine, right?
Right. 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 It's funny because I'm not going to say who it was, but I was talking to a content creator, and they were talking about how, their parent wasn't around to see what they're doing on YouTube now, and that their parent would be really proud of them for that. And I think of my dad, and there's times I hear him in my head telling me that he's proud of me and stuff like that. What do you think your parents would have said about you being on YouTube?
You know what? They would have loved it. My dad was very big into like tech and stuff like that, and my mom was obsessed with social media. She loved Facebook and TikTok,
Okay.
and I mean, she was on there all the time. She would have been pretty freaking proud.
Really? That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad too. My dad too would have been, yeah, yeah. Let me see.
And
I'm
my
getting ready.
parents were very much,
No, go ahead.
my parents were very much into right versus wrong and whatnot. And I think they would have laughed their asses off at the gypsy content, and they would have said, "Get her."
Yeah, my dad would have been like, how could that be real? You know what I mean? Like how is that real? How is that possibly real? You know what I mean? My boy's gonna come out here, he's gonna start barking at me, my old man Milo. You old man. Yeah, he's turning his head. I'm gonna have to take care of him. But I wanted to do this with Red because I think she's hysterical. And I knew that we had things in common, and I'd like to do this again when I'm a little bit more awake. But
And when my computer doesn't
I
have a
didn't.
lag, because it's hard to. I need a better
It
computer.
is.
I'll work on it.
Yeah. Yep. It's called Apple. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I will work on it. I will work on it. I promise.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure. And we'll do it again. You got people saying that they love you here. Do you see this? You don't see any of
Oh,
this.
you guys are awesome. I
Definitely
love
do it
this.
again and spend fun. Yeah, we should do it, and we should do it where we have like games, but I don't know about giveaways. I'm still trying to figure out what I gave away on my birthday.
I know a better way to do that. There's a better way to do that. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Yeah, that works. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna let my guys out, and I want to do this again, and we can talk about anything you want. But I would love to do it again when I'm a little bit more awake. I think it was fun too. I think that talking about nostalgia things and stuff like that, and we could be more specific about it next time. Like what happened when you got in trouble at school.
Yeah.
So.
And I bet 1980 millennial would be great with us too.
She's fantastic. She's a lot of fun. She's younger. I'm not sure that she's actually a millennial, to be honest with you. I know that we joke about that. Yeah.
Actually, she's a what they call Zennial, which is kind of in between, but they act more like a Gen X.
Yeah. And she's great. She's really great. She's got a great heart. Millennial's got a great heart. She's a very good person. So yeah, so we'll do that. We'll have to do that again. We'll have to do it with her.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, absolutely. So I think I'm ready to call this because I'm going to take care of them and then I'm going to go to bed, to be honest with you.
My little dog is nagging me. He's just sitting there like, come on, Mom.
There you go. All right, so I'm going to say thank you so much, and Red, thanks for coming. If you need any help with YouTube, or if there's anything I could do reach out to me. I want to do this again. Seriously, I would like that. So
Yeah, we'll totally do it again.
All right. And keep doing what you're doing because you're funny as shit.
Thank you.
Very
and thank
funny.
you, everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So we'll see you on the next one.
Yep. Yep.
All right, Red. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys in the chat. Bye-bye, chat.